genetically, paedophiles have more genes in common with crabs than they do with you and me. Now that is scientific fact. There's no real evidence for it, but it is scientific fact.
With the long trips and the winning smiles, they never seem to win any law court trial. Those pedophiles.
Welcome to the NHC pedo podcast. Hey! Oh, Dr. Fox, thank you for thank you for that.
Fucking hell, man.
I'm feeling lightened now. I know that.
Wow.
Can't trust the crabs either.
No, probably not. Scientific fact.
And I'm James, by the way.
Yes, you are.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Colin.
It's only been,
it's only been a year, for fuck's sake.
I was just about to say that was Anthony there. I mean, it's only been about 8 months now we've been doing this here, and we still always pause after the
we still fuck up the intro, basically. Yeah.
So Dr. Fox, why is he on our podcast this week?
Because he's like a crab, apparently.
It's really funny though.
He said it.
News,
he said it.
BBC News actually come out and says it's not Operation U Tree. But it is.
It's Operation Everyone Tree.
It's Operation you broke the fucking law, you pedo fuck.
It's not Operation U Tree, it's Operation Wee Tree.
Wee Tree. Wee Tree.
Is that what they're called there? That's what they call the victims?
Because they like them wee.
Oh, fucking hell. Come here, little tree, I want to stroke your branches.
Oh, no!
Dr. Fox, get out of here, leave.
No, back in your fucking cave, you
Dr. Fox pedo news. Who'd have thought?
I mean,
oh man,
Jesus Christ!
It's not like we said that 6 months ago.
Well, yeah, I know. It's just like, so now he's actually been. It's the Rolf Harris thing. It was about a year ago. He was kind of questioned, then eventually he was brought in, and look what happened there.
Do you know what's really weird? Somebody was actually a guy I know was like said to us like, man, you always do that pedo corner thing. It's really funny. It's really up to date.
Celebrity Beasts.
And Celebrity Beasts.
Celebrity Beasts.
And he's actually said to me, this is God's honest truth. It was only Saturday night there. He's like me. I mean, how do you keep coming up with material for us? Like, because every fucking week there's something
We're
new.
not breaking the news, by the way.
This isn't the breaking news. This is just fucking happening as we'll get on there.
We're not the victims. We're through the looking glass, people.
Speak for yourself.
Ain't no going back, man.
Although, like, over the weekend, I think, was it Theresa May was having to defend panellists because apparently they were sending threatening emails to victims.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, a guy who initially broke news in a Catholic church abusing children in Scotland.
He was getting death threats and all sorts.
Threatening emails from
terrifying.
But they've also kind of said this is a national epidemic. It's gonna blow the country apart when it comes out.
Oh, aye, absolutely. At least
as if it's not fragile enough.
It's at least 17 or 18 household MP names, they reckon. And I was like,
I mean, imagine us being the upholders of family values.
That's terrifying, isn't it? It's actually terrifying.
It'll just be Alex Salmond on his own at Westminster. That'll be it. It's all been gearing towards him alone.
Do you know what?
On the bench.
Part of me, just the back of my mind's thinking, do you know what? He could end up Prime Minister here.
I thought you were going to say the other thing. I thought that's where you were going.
I couldn't take that. I genuinely couldn't take it. I hear he's guthy.
That's just his face.
Devastated. Absolutely fucking devastated. Running for MP though, brilliant. That'll do it. That's official. We all knew he was going to do it though.
Prime Minister, imagine.
I know.
I would cackle
Prime
my
Minister
ass off.
I just imagine his inauguration would be milk lemonade sauce.
That was, oh my god, yeah.
I'm thinking we should get podcast t-shirts with like Celebrity Beast on them and stuff like that.
Celebrity Beast, aye.
Have it
been montage?
No, I mean, obviously NHC's already got skulls and stuff. You know.
Arr.
Aren't that right?
Any of you guys seen the Goonies?
No.
It's always on Christmas, one of my favourite Christmas movies.
But I heard a great joke about Alzheimer's.
Oh, do tell.
Oh, have you got a joke for Alzheimer's?
The Goonies?
Goonies, aye. Goonies is a good film. What were we talking about?
I do believe we're going to have a playlist
Dr.
called
Fox is president or something, or Prime Minister, Dr. Fox, is that right?
Yeah.
That's the one.
Mr. Fox, we need to fucking... I was going to do a whole sketch.
Mr. Fox. Mr. Fox Minister.
Mr. Fox Minister.
Foxminster.
Go to DEFCON pedo.
Although I seen Cosby's countersuing his alleged victims.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yes.
That's the oldest game in the book.
Because 10 years ago,
suing people.
10 years ago they had an action against him that got dropped. He's saying they're willfully trying to ruin his career. But
hang on a minute. He is stinking rich as well.
Do you know what's really terrifying? But think about it, right? I've not seen him for 10 years. He shows up right next to Christmas Jumper Day. So I'm saying
He's
That's what I'm saying.
trying to sell some merchandise.
Like you were saying earlier on, aren't they? Well, through the fucking looking glass here,
Aye.
people.
Well, with
There's
the
no going back.
aye,
No.
with the needles in the sticks.
Oh, by the way, and all Jews are lizards, apparently. There you go.
That's
Said
it.
this.
There you go.
Was that David Icke
It's
again?
David Icke, yeah.
Is he
David Icke.
back on his
Do you know
drugs?
what?
All loser jizzards.
Well, no, he was right
Credit where
about
fucking credit's
he was
due,
right
man.
about Celebrity Beast.
Yeah, he was spot on, man.
Him and
I'd love to have him on a podcast. That'd be
aye,
brilliant, man.
brilliant.
Oh, we'd
I'm
have
not-
to. That's a
aye,
month-long podcast with him.
That is, aye.
I'm not trying to say there's lizard people everywhere, but there
But
fucking
there
is.
Do you know what I always?
But there fucking is.
Here's what I always thought.
The
right?
Queen.
The best way not to get assassinated, I find, right, is if you're like breaking down barriers and telling all these sort of secrets that you shouldn't maybe know, and you come out with it, is come across as crazy as fuck. So you're giving it like everything he says 90% truth, but that extra 10% he's talking about lizards. And you go, he's crazy, is he? Do you know what I mean?
He could just well be the most clever
This
man
guy
alive.
in the world, man.
Is that what Russell Brand's doing wrong? He's going to die next year. Oh shit!
I reckon he's getting taken out. It's only a matter of
The
time.
media's
I
already.
don't understand how that blew up so much.
What
He
about
said plenty of stuff. Russell
Oh, yeah,
Brand.
yeah, the-
He said plenty of controversial. No, it's not even controversial. It's just no. I don't know.
Well, I think it's like as kind of people say, when you try and affect the establishment, they will ruin you.
His
Yeah.
blade said
Whether
that.
it be
It's always
your-
some
aye.
motherfucker trying to ice skate uphill. You know what I mean?
Whether it be your anal virginity or whether it be your reputation, they will ruin you one way or the other.
Oh no, definitely, man. They'll try and find a way. But the best
Both
they were
ways will feel the same.
the best they were able to find on him, right, was that he's
His
paying
landlord
rent
didn't pay tax. Aye.
to a guy that isn't following the rules. That is a ridiculous fucking thing. That's like one
like,
of you guys getting
is
caught
this
at Christmas
what,
drink
Monopoly?
driving and us getting done for it because you were drink driving. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
It makes no fucking
Although
I
sense.
that's
thought
like
we were
as
just
well.
talking about a game of Monopoly.
I
Oh
did-
yeah.
I did like. Did you see any of his tweets where he was like, "In other news, Robin Hood wears expensive tights, Sun Logic and stuff
Oh,
like
I
that."
totally.
I liked his post he done. I don't think he made the stats, but it was like
Oh.
Russell Brand in the Sun, and it was like likes on Facebook. It was like
Aye, the
200,000 for
Guardian
the
or the
face.
Observer or something like that. Did it? Yeah.
Aye, it was like 200,000 for the Sun, 2.9 million for Russell Brand.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like followers on Twitter, 500,000 for the Sun, 5 million for. You know what I mean, it was all
It's
that
just
kind
like,
of thing.
it's fucking night and day.
Holidays for under a tenner, 13 by the Sun, none
Well,
by Russell Brand.
what was it?
But to be fair though, like the Sun the next day after saying biggest hypocrite in Britain said 64% of Sun readers don't think he's funny. The other 79% think he should disappear. And you're like,
You're like,
wait a minute, these
what?
are the kind of people that believe Polly on page 3 has an opinion on politics.
Yeah, that's
Aye.
true. What worries me is like, like when
It's
they're
like,
coming
I
out
care about all the
they're
starving
coming out with-
animals.
They're coming out with these stats. So 64% said this,
Aye.
75% on that. Aren't you only supposed to ask 100 people?
It was 64 and
I
68.
know. I'm just joking, man.
No, it was.
Was it this the
no,
same thing?
No, I'm telling you this the actual numbers. It was 64 and 68.
Wow.
So it makes no sense.
None
So
of that made sense.
That's what I'm saying.
I was only joking there, but actually,
No, it
because
is.
I never seen the headline. So
I mean,
that's real. Fuck me.
Effectively, what you're saying was the same
Jesus
thing, but
Christ.
yeah, they actually printed.
Getting slagged off by a fucking dunce.
But
do you know what I mean?
figured there was another logic. I figured they couldn't have made that mistake. What did they mean by the 60 and 60 odd percent? That obviously makes 130 something.
Aye, that's what I mean. That's
So
what exactly I was
what is
getting at. I was
what
like,
is the
what the
point?
fuck's the logic behind that?
What does that mean?
Well, God damn it, he stumped me.
What it means is they went round to their editing room and said, "Do you like Russell Brand? Jenkins funny?"
And then they forgot who they
Yeah.
asked. And
No,
went
because
round
we
again.
don't get it.
Yeah.
His true news stuff isn't very funny.
Frankly, their
Shut up.
idea of humour is fucking poor people. So
Yeah, well, that's true. Eh? But what was it he
Fucking
said?
poor people.
He said as well, though, he came out, he's like, well, who do you trust? He's like, I'm here. Sure, okay. He's like, I've got a bit of money. But just because I've got a bit of money doesn't mean you say I can't stick up for people. He's like, but these guys who are meant to serve you, it's like they're upholding the public trust or whatever. Do you know what I mean? They're supposed to be reporting to you the news. He's like that, and they're basically owned. But one guy, the editor, I think it is, his son, he was trying to be an MP and didn't get it. It was a Tory MP. He was trying to run for an MP. I think you've got to be elected to run for that or whatever.
just
But
look at
I'm not sure how it
bloody
works.
Mr. Coulson
Aye,
and
there you go.
Ms. Brooks.
And he's, that's what he was saying. He's like, India's get enough money to keep those guys out of jail. What the fuck does that tell you? You know what I mean? I was like, well, do you know what? Fair play to him, aye. So, aye. And there's like someone, what was it? What's his face? Owns Fox now. What's his name again?
Murdoch.
Murdoch, aye.
Murdoch. Oh, aye.
Aye, big Rupert the Bear. He's apparently he's got over 15 offshore accounts, basically to fuck over
His rivals.
But no, it's the fuck. It's not even that. It's scarier than that. It's basically it's laws that when you're getting something passed in the House of Lords, there's a kind of sneaky way of doing it. It's basically these guys pass certain laws, okay, and it's like a body, right? And so a law body. So when we basically we we can always say to somebody, for example, like, I think it should be illegal that, you know, people can walk their dogs at night. So they'll go, well, all right, and we'll put that to a body. So I think they'll put that through. And if it doesn't get through, then they're like, well, you know what? That's not really worked. Oh well. But if it seems to be the people that they're only sort of doing things for like themselves, kind of thing. It's like, so it's making them money on like certain tax breaks of things for the rich and things like that. It's really scary. Like, check out the True News thing. It's really unsettling when you're watching it. The amount of fucking shit that goes into it. You're like, oh, that's actually right, but it's not you connect the dots. You go, fuck me. Like, these guys, they own everything. It's terrifying.
Fox
and they're all lizards.
Fox and the News Corp over here have avoided tax since 1991.
Was it
1991?
He's paid the law body on profits he's made from tax avoidance to change the laws so he can do this legally. He's used the money that he's made from tax avoidance to pay for these laws to be passed.
And it's a circle of life.
Fuck you, do you know what I mean? If we don't pay our taxes, we go to fucking jail. You know what I mean? These fuckers got a new yacht.
Well, I quite liked what Russell Brand said.
Fucking hell, sorry about that, guys.
Quite liked Russell Brand, what he said on Friday morning, which might be quite a nice way to wrap up. When I was poor and complained about inequality, they said I was bitter. Now I'm rich.
That's right.
Now I'm rich and complain about inequality. I'm a hypocrite. I'm starting to think they just don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
That was a good quote. I was thinking, and I couldn't remember it, but that's cool.
Aye. But you've stolen it from
your
photographic memory.
I've taken it straight from the wine bank.
Yes. Scary though. Scary. Really scary. But anyways, since we're on a music podcast, let's talk about music.
Yeah, I mean, recently, I guess there's not much that's jumped out at me, so that's great. That's my roundup.
Fortunately though, the singer from Creed's been jumping out, and a lot of people from bins and things like that.
From bins, literally.
Fucking literally from bins.
I've kind of missed this, so please explain.
I'll tell you what. Let's find the exact latest on this.
Yeah, the latest on it. Basically, he's lost it. Apparently he's been on. Was it crack or something? He's been on.
If not, like,
I always thought he was like this Christian guy.
Wait.
And then it turns out.
If he's Christian, it'll be Crystal Meth he's on then.
Well, it could be actually. It's kind of like.
Oh, here we go. Here's the latest. Apparently, it could have been a lot of bullshit.
He's got bad AIDS.
STAPP has got 1.5 million in royalty advances just last year. So,
all right.
But the headline is the singer says he's broke and homeless.
But he's spent 1.6 million on drugs.
Well, this is pretty much probably what it's going to be saying.
Yeah.
His estranged wife is looking for a fucking divorce. Oh, it's a big sob story.
Oh,
they always are until he kills somebody.
But yeah, I mean, essentially, what he was doing was. Let me bring this closer.
There's a whole YouTube video thing of it as well, and he's like trying to. It's as if he's lost the plot a wee bit. You know, it's.
He said, that's right, because it was on YouTube. He did like a YouTube video, and it was like he says he was audited. He audited the record label. Him and the label were personally audited separately for personal finances, and they discovered that a lot was stolen and royalties weren't paid. Blah blah blah. Like the figures didn't add up.
Yeah.
Basically, the label were saying they paid out when they hadn't. All the rest of it.
That never happens in the music.
Oh, of course it never happens. So in order to recover the funds, he needs to hire a lawyer to pinpoint the theft and file the appropriate charges. Now that's great because obviously if he's meant to be broke, how does this all come together?
How the fuck does that work?
He says he's not yet secured an attorney, despite his taped open call to find one.
This life grows short now, a mix of emotions made to rhyme, but I let it slip by. Out of step and out of time, and you were left behind on a better day. But I still feel the force of the tempest in your eyes. So many memories in need of repair, fragmented by age, just blowing dust through the air, and you were left behind on a better day. But I still feel the force of the tempest in your eyes. So I hold back regret and choke on these tears,
reflecting back at me this lonely, desperate stare.
It almost sounds like a bit of a publicity stunt to
definitely.
get attention towards.
Oh, actually, there's another thing I want to talk about
Great
as well.
reunion turn 2.
Speaking of-
Aye, exactly.
Talking about fucking publicity stunts, excuse me, is that band that basically says, yeah, we spent X amount.
Wankers.
Unbelievable.
So basically, it was all to fund and basically put publicity
bullshit,
towards
it's
this. What was the
And he's a CEO of fucking
this website,
well,
this whole company.
aye.
Now, what I found interesting, I couldn't figure out how they make the money. Essentially, it's just
What are the band called again?
POMPLAMOOSE or something like that. Pomplamoose. Basically, this website, every video they put
The
out,
girl's quite hot though.
they get every month they put out 2 videos apparently, and
Right.
they get
Yeah.
$600,000.
That's because of the views are insane
Oh,
though.
so it's all about syndication and sort of
Yeah.
basically views and stuff like that. So, well, TikTok, how does it all add up? It was all
Yeah,
it was all complete
Was
bullshit.
this the crowd that said we made £10,500 on tour and we didn't actually make anything at all?
No, basically,
No, they said they lost, like,
they said
fucking
they
stupid
spent
money.
like 100 grand and they lost like 37 grand or 70. It was between 17 and 30. There's a 7 in there somewhere.
But they were
It
standing
was
like the
many-
Hilton and that,
Aye,
fucking
it was Best
just
Westerns
nonsense.
and stuff like that.
Aye.
And you wouldn't
Yeah,
go,
yeah, yeah,
you
you-
wouldn't pay for
No,
7 or 8
there's
people.
no way,
every
man.
night. It's
Fuck, if we were to go on tour like tomorrow, do you know what I mean? Let's be honest, like in any band, you sleep in fucking the back of your van, and you sleep in a. You know what I mean?
Oh, exactly.
We've
I
all
mean,
done it.
there's a certain amount of which is why I
But that's
did.
that's kind of part of touring. Like
Aye.
it's kind of fun.
I mean, no
It's
one
an
had
adventure.
no one had heard of the band.
Yeah, that's right.
I bet. I mean, half the gigs they played. I bet if you actually
It's a
looked
bit
them
of a
up,
handful of
they
people.
probably weren't even. They probably weren't
Yeah.
anywhere near as great as they were when they put it in the story. So, or some of the gigs might not have even happened.
Don't get me wrong. No, like apparently they've got a massive following.
I was
Like,
through
huge,
this
like,
website and
yeah,
through the
yeah.
company they do, and that's what I'm saying. It's almost like they've built a business around the
Thing
band.
is, it's kind of interesting what they're trying to do, and I get that, right? But it didn't. What put me off it is the article. I was like,
Aye.
oh, you fucking.
They tried to fob it
you
off as a
mucks.
real thing,
You
and I
fucking mucks.
think the only reason they came out and admitted it was all bullshit
Because it backfired big time.
Aye, because a lot of folk basically took offence to it. They
Yeah,
probably
absolutely.
thought this will be
There's a
empowering.
lot of
It's
bands
not an
like-
empowering
no, it's
article.
not,
But
it's
what's
not.
really cool
Comes
is there
across
was
as being fucking snide.
I think it was a metal band actually put out a sort of contrary real thing,
Yeah.
which basically said we've just done a tour for a month across America. I
And it
don't know
costs
who it was.
about £1,000.
They said that it was about 100 grand, but they broke even. Like they broke even and maybe made a little bit of profit. And they said because if you're going to spend that much money.
Oh,
if,
yeah,
if you're
yeah.
able, you're going
Aye.
to get it back.
Oh, absolutely,
Do you know what I mean?
aye.
Because that's the thing. All that stuff from that Pomplamoose
Well,
stuff.
you spend money to make money.
The money didn't add up because if they were getting all these, if they were selling, sometimes they were saying like 5,000 tickets a show.
What?
How?
Aye.
How the fuck were they? Why were they not getting a massive fee for that
Aye.
gig?
Insane, man.
So
Insane.
bullshit. You know what I
Aye.
mean? So there you go.
Utter nonsense.
So that retort article, which obviously for some reason I don't know, hasn't been as
Yeah,
big
it's gonna
a
get
big a viral
lost in
thing.
ether. Because
that was an
people
interesting
but
read.
people are only going to read what they want to read. If you know
I
what I mean,
know,
it's
I
like it's like learning all the facts. If it's like
Like you say, I say fair play. I was annoyed, but it's fair play because if you had a good idea like that, it's
play,
only
aye.
going to bring them more money to
Yeah.
that fucking website, which is a
Yeah.
stupid name. So, aye, it's
it's like a kind of pledge kind of vibe, innit? The
more or less.
site, innit? Aye.
It's a constant pledge.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
almost like you know,
You're technically funding that band.
You're basically the fans are paying to be allowed to go on the website.
Aye.
Well, that's what it is.
Well,
It's like
that's unreal, innit?
to actually use the website, you have to pay a fee or something stupid like that.
Ginger Wild did something along those lines.
I mean, he done it in a way where it
It
was
was,
smart. though.
I think it was called GAS, Ginger Wild or Ginger Appreciation Society or something like that. And essentially, you paid for a year, and you could have like 3 tiers of membership. The basic one was you got a song a month off them, or whatever like that. The next tier up, sorry, you'd get like a tweet and a song off them, and blah blah blah. That
A
kind of
personal
stuff.
tweet?
Yeah. Probably saying you're a cunt because
It'll all be automated, that's a sad thing.
He's a miserable wanker, so he probably will be calling you a cunt. Let's be honest.
Even though he does like us.
He doesn't like me.
Yeah, actually, he hates you, doesn't he?
Aye.
Right, he likes us, but
It's mutual though. Ginger bastard.
right. He's coming on next month.
Fantastic. I'll punch him right in the ovaries.
Right in the baby maker.
I'll punch you so hard your wife will get pains.
But talking of pledge, Ash are making a comeback with a new
Yeah,
album.
you were saying
Yes,
it,
yes.
it's awesome.
2015, 7 years after saying they're never making another album.
Yeah.
7 years.
It's
really?
amazing. It's amazing when you realise just how shite your solo stuff's been
Well,
received.
this brings me to something I saw today. Hurricane #1 are back. And we joked about this recently,
We
didn't
did
we?
actually joke about this.
And we were like, oh, imagine bands like that. But the thing is, it's like
Hurricane
Cast are back.
Ride?
Hurricane Ride. It's all, they're all fucking at it now.
Hurricane
you know?
#1 sounds like something Yoko Ono would come up with.
I know. They were
actually okay.
I mean,
there's
see,
a couple of right tunes,
guilty
like-
pleasure. If we're talking
Yeah.
this guilty pleasure thing, I'd say that was like my 90s guilty pleasure because they weren't
Hurricane
even
#1
really
were
that.
just, I know, right?
They were basically they came around in the wave of the
Yeah, right in the middle of it, right in
the
the middle.
Oasis thing. It was
Thing
like
is, no, I mean,
they
they-
rode that wave. They sounded like the seahorses.
Oh, but the
The
thing is-
seahorses kind of
What,
sound like
Spiral
some.
Carpets are back as well, and that kind of vibe.
They never really went away, though, to be fair.
That's a bastard, that really, isn't it?
1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3.
without a single thought. Feeling vacant now as I stroll downtown. When I get home, they'll be all concerned. Well, I'll lie a bit, say I met someone like a live with no feeling, like your head reaching the ceiling. Don't you know things will get hot now? Your head, I will explode now. See that bathing child? Don't it make you laugh? Feels like I'm posing now for a photograph. Look, this is
me with a hat by the sea. When I hit the side, boats come flooding back like a river with no feeling. Like your your mind reaches the ceiling. Yeah, don't you know? Things will get hot now. Your head will explode now.
Wasted days and yet I've faced the rain from them all. Tasted pain because I'm chasing days that are gone. Every second spent, moments up for rent. Thoughts are doing rounds, mind is shutting down. No more. No more. Wasted days, I haven't felt the same for a while. Hazy lays, been feeling out of place all this time. Staring at these walls, clock keeps ticking on. When that time runs out, pull your finger out. No more. No wasted days. I haven't felt the same for a while.
Was it not? Was it? Aye, it was. Their singer refused to. He's like, nah, I'll never get back with you guys. Fuck yous. No, that's fine. And we've got another singer then or whatever. They got another singer and ended up supporting Stone Roses on tour. And literally the night they were playing in Glasgow Green, they played.
Aye.
The night they played there, the same guy was down here playing an acoustic set somewhere. And you're like, ah. That's a wee shame for you.
That reminds me, that's quite funny. Something that Noel Gallagher's just said recently, today or yesterday. Following the U2 giveaway, Noel Gallagher's joked that Chris Martin for the next Coldplay album will hand deliver it to everyone. It's just the way that he comes up with these nice little sound bites.
He's pretty good at it. I don't care what anyone says about Noel Gallagher. I really like him. I really like the guy.
I'm looking forward to hearing more.
Hilarious, man.
I think you know what you're getting. You know what you're going to get. I mean, the new album, the first single that came out, whatever the fuck it was called, it's good. Yeah. It's quite cool. It's not going to be like, wow, I need to tell my mates about this, but it's a good tune. I think he'll always just come out with good stuff that isn't like, holy shit, stop the press, but it'll be good.
I would be happy with that for a career. Just go like, do you know what you're getting, and it's good. Fucking, you're all doing, man.
It's like Foo Fighters though. He wouldn't have been in this position if Oasis weren't like. I mean, for Oasis, for me anyway, and a lot of obviously millions of other people, it was literally like panic in the streets when Oasis are about to release an album. You knew you were about to get something that was going to be like, I'm going to press play now. And I remember sitting
that's
there,
it for the next 9 months.
I know. Be Here Now, when Be Here Now came out, it was like, I remember I had this little Ghetto Blaster thing that I'd been cherishing since I was about 9, and it was like 6 or 7 years later. And in fact, it wasn't as long ago, as long as that. It was maybe 4 years later. So I was like 12 or 13 when that came out, and I was sitting there like,
I only got a Ghetto Blaster.
I turned all the lights off. I came back from literally bought it in Glasgow, came back with the CD, turned the lights in my room off, put the Ghetto Blaster in front of me.
Started winking to the level.
More or less, it was literally just like, this is going to be do not come and talk to me for the next hour. But I pressed play, I just stared at it while I listened to every tune.
It's not working, Daddy.
Daddy, you got to use the other hand.
Crippling disappointment in your eyes.
It's interesting though, because like obviously Noel has had a decent stadium career or arena career off of being an Oasis, but BDI
and stand up.
BDI.
Oh.
Now they were fucking
shambles, man.
Do you know what? I've always said, no matter what your gimmick is or whatever, I think it always comes back to the music as well.
Oh, absolutely.
So if Liam Gallagher had come away and went, do you know what? I can write fucking amazing tunes.
He can't, no.
But he can't. But BDI would have been successful if he could have.
Definitely.
It's nothing to do with him. It's always about the music, because a lot of folk dislike Oasis because
of Liam.
Yeah. But they still loved Oasis music.
Yeah, I was one of those guys.
It's pretty much me, but I did like Noel. But I thought Liam was a dick.
I actually liked them all, like when they got an interview, because Noel just run amok with them,
just made it fun.
It's not that, it was smarter than them all put together.
They're one of the few bands, if not the only band, I think, do you know what, they are a record holder, I think, for being the only band that's had a single out I don't
almost every month.
No. Wait, I'm just trying, before I say it, I'm trying to remember. I think it probably is a record. I can't remember if it was an outside recording or if it was a creation release. It might have been an outside thing, but the only band that's had a single release of an argument between the two of them. Do you remember that? Do you remember? It was basically, all I remember was it was a white artwork thing with like two. It was it the Crays? It was the Cray brothers on the front. It was like
right.
It was.
I don't remember this. I was right into Oasis.
It was maybe 94. It was during like sort of. It was round about when Supersonic lived forever. It was round about the first 3 singles. Someone was interviewing them in London or in Amsterdam. Maybe it was maybe in Europe. And obviously at this point, it's their first big tour.
Yeah,
they'd obviously had some massive fallout the night before. The guy's in their hotel room, he's got a shitty wee dictaphone with him, and he recorded it, and it's
just them shouting.
We thought he was meant to be interviewing them as like, just this is going to be a good interview with this big massive new indie band, and it turned into Liam and Noel fighting, and it's proper like, fuck you fucking prick. And the guy tries to calm it down, and it's about an hour long, and it's I would still enjoy it. I think it's really badly, obviously, if they were to remaster
it's a mess,
but you can hear every word. And
wow,
I think on YouTube actually there's one where you can actually see it being subtitled with somebody's went through in pain, because obviously for the accents,
it would take a long fucking time.
It's very funny though, and it got into the fucking charts. So I don't know if they made money. I don't think it was a creation release now that I think about it, because there's
no way that'd have been a creation release.
It's fucking brilliant. No, but it had their support.
I'm gonna check out.
It had their support. Sibling rivalry, I think it's called. No, I think the single which has been called Sibling Rivalry.
I need to check that out.
It's
I
utterly
thought I knew quite a
phenomenal.
bit of the old Oasis thing, but
in my mind it was always one of the singles. I had it in my singles. I still do. I had to buy it on CD because it was it was an official thing. Like I say, barcoded. It was eligible for the charts.
Fuck
so
me.
There were maybe a record.
I remember
holder.
though, like getting dead excited. Like I was just literally just started working, and I remember going over to it was our price and Rhythmic in Greenock, and
Rhythmic,
fucking
our price.
Yeah, man, our price. And I remember, but every time you went there,
price.
There was literally it must have been every 3 or 4 weeks. It felt like there was a new Oasis single.
Aye.
And it was just like fucking yes. And their B-sides. I remember I had a tape made up with just their B-sides. For fucking ages, man.
I think we've
talked about
the Oasis thing. We've talked about it. They were like EPs.
Oh, they were fucking brilliant.
It's
4 songs.
It's mainly because now as well you're not allowed to do that.
Supersonic single is outstanding.
See, I didn't like that as much because one of them was a live track. I think it was Bring It On Down on some radio show. But
I liked that.
See,
I liked it.
The one you're talking. See because you mentioned the one, the album B-sides. Maybe the actual album, the Master Plan.
Do you know that's the only thing I don't have of theirs?
Well, obviously if you've got the B-sides,
it's fair enough.
Now,
but at the time, I never ever had it.
Like the Master Plan single that was on, which was Wonderwall. You had Wonderwall. Whatever it was, Round Our Way, and then Master Plan and some other song. For 4 songs, one of which was only one that was on an album. Holy shit! I mean, the Master Plan was a fucking B-side.
What's the one as well with it's Better People on it?
Better People Love One Another. Either Roll With It or
I think it's Roll With It. That is out. I thought that was a better tune than Roll With It.
But
it's a better tune.
Bands, see nowadays, singles to me literally are meaningless.
Yeah.
They mean nothing. But see, back for Oasis and other bands,
a big deal. Casting all that as well.
They're fucking EPs. You were getting a brand new EP from a band every 6 weeks.
Aye.
Fuck me.
But, I remember there was a band years ago called Candy Skins. They were fucking epic. If you've never heard them, check them out. They're brilliant.
Candy Skins.
That's how Dr. Fox.
I was just about to fucking say that. That is so weird.
They went out at the same time. They were on the same record label as Radiohead. So, but they kind of came out at the same time. Everything happened for them. But like when the Bends came out, Candy Skins came out sort of around about the same time, like a kind of album, which is maybe this big release. Radiohead just went through the roof, and Candy Skins just kind of vanished.
I think a lot of bands are similar.
They were the same. They were
obviously
really hard working.
Radiohead, there's not a lot of bands like them, but I think a lot of bands, and I can say the current Glasgow scene.
At the time though, Bends was like groundbreaking at the time. That was just.
But I mean, if you look at a band like say Twin Atlantic, because I'll just use them as an example. 4 years ago, a lot of bands started to sound like that.
Yeah.
Kind of the heavy Scottish pop thing. There were so many bands like that, but Twin Atlantic shot up, and obviously there's no other band that will then get that shot.
I always liked to be band Endor. Remember them though? Endor, they were good.
Sounds like a Lord of the Rings thing.
Back in the day. Well, it's actually Star Wars, smartass.
Endor, so it is!
Get it right, you fucking knob. Sounds like a Star Wars thing. Sounds like you don't know your fucking pop culture thing.
I'm not the biggest Star Wars fanatic.
I only found out recently, Endor are apparently the 2 of the guys are actually went on to be Fake Major. I didn't know. I literally found this out the other week. I was like, oh, what? Like, that's
I was
really
just about to ask you,
cool.
so they were a Glasgow band or something, right? Okay.
But at the time, I didn't know like anything about it. I remember maybe seen them once or twice a few years back, and it was like, fucking hell, they're really good. Then one of these bands that you see maybe supports them, you go, oh, that's really cool. That's the end of that.
Well, speaking of, this will be current because it's just this week, but I mean, it looked like the Biffy gigs were a massive success.
Yeah, fucking right they were, man.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah. People are just wanking over them.
I felt properly jealous. I wasn't fussed.
Me and you were like, we were talking about this last week. We were like, I've seen them been there at a time, and now I was like, man.
I seen those set lists and I died inside.
Yeah.
On some of the
questions
songs
and answers and things like
there's a song like the Go Slow off of Black and Sky.
Yeah.
I'd realised they haven't played that. It was 2004, I think it was 2005, maybe 9 years ago, and you kind of go,
wow, man,
unreal. And
I'm
then
old as fuck.
then folk got to see that. Well, obviously there was one they played. There was a B-side. Do you remember? It was on Vertigo Bliss, the second album. They did All the Way Down Chapter 2. And then a B-side in Black and Sky was All the Way Down Chapter 1. Now they played.
Do you know what their B-sides were? Was fucking great as well.
They played All the Way Down. See, All the Way Down Chapter 1 wasn't that great a song. The point I was going to make was it's actually a really shit song, to be fair. But they played that, and they haven't played that since 2003.
I don't mind it.
Do you know the song I mean? I don't mean the one on Vertigo Bliss. I don't mean Chapter 2.
Oh right, sorry, okay, that's what I thought you were saying.
I mean the one that's it literally only has that All the Way Down bit right at the end. It's a pure.
Oh, the kind of instrumentally thing.
It's not instrumental, no. It's heavy. It's a pure heavy
It's
tune.
not the one I was thought.
No, I know.
What I thought you were talking about.
I know you're not. You're on a
okay.
totally different page.
Anybody else listening to
You
this is
get no
probably
idea.
everybody else in the background is probably going, "What the fuck? Is Colin
No,
babbling
no,
about?
no,
Colin doesn't know he's babbling. He's not worried about it, folks."
It was all the way down. Chapter 1 was a
Right,
B-side
okay,
for
sorry,
like,
man, right.
say it was like 57 single
Right,
or Just
got you.
Boy. It was an old like 2002 B-side. But all the way down chapter 2, which was the one on Vertigo Bliss, which was the
Right.
kind of all the way down. That,
Yeah,
the big that's nothing. It doesn't sound anything like that.
Oh.
But they played the first one, the shitty one, as I would think,
Yeah.
at that gig.
That's pretty fucking
as
cool,
part
man.
of the Black and Sky
That's a
thing,
nice
and they
wee
haven't
kinda-
played that in 11 years.
That's a nice week I've seen that live moment.
I know.
Innit? It's like
because
things that we probably took
folk that were even into them when the first album came out probably never saw it live.
What I was
Do you know
going
I
to
mean?
say is like things like we've probably seen and took for granted, like
Yeah.
when we see them with tiny wee shitty gigs and all that. Let's be honest, we have. We've seen them like pretty much grow from. It's weird seeing a band go from like that to just fucking superstardom.
And a lot of people said the
Insane.
same thing. Where
Done the same with Muse as well,
I
actually.
never expected Biffy to be that way.
Me neither.
I never
to
seen
be
them as
fair.
big as they are.
Until-
Muse were a band as well. I thought wouldn't be that
Yeah,
big, but
until
they were
Puzzle,
always further away.
Until Puzzle. I remember
well,
I remember seeing Puzzle. I remember,
that's why
I remember
fucking
seeing
Black
Puzzle
and Sky.
just before it was released.
That's why Black and Sky and Puzzle Night. You couldn't have asked for a
Yeah.
better set list. It was the two defining it.
Wow, man.
The first album and then the first mainstream album. Honestly,
Although
man.
in saying that,
that
I
set
remember
list.
seeing them. I think it was been like the year before Puzzle was released, and they played Tina Park, and I remember thinking to myself, "Wait a minute, something's happening here," because it was like way too many people.
2006. I don't think they played.
It was round about.
I don't
just before.
think
or
they
round
play-
about.
I don't think
It
they
was
played
the year
2006.
they played Tina Park, and maybe it was
Maybe it was 2005.
It was the last year I went to Tina Park. I think it was.
I'm pretty sure it would have been 2005 because that was
2005. It was round about
because
then
that
anyway.
was the year that was the festival year after Infinity
Yeah,
Land.
because it was like I remember.
Because 2006 they were recording the
Right,
album.
because I remember seeing them anyway, and I remember thinking there was like a big sort of hype about it, and I was like,
Oh, aye.
what for Biffy? Like I remember thinking, like, no, me, you just think it's a what, like fucking Biffy? Like just couldn't get it in my head, like
Yeah, I
fucking
know,
hell, this
I know, I
band
know.
that like you'd say hello in the street almost. Do you know what I mean? Like anytime you're out in Glasgow steaming.
But
do you know
what was
I mean?
even weirder,
like, fuck, these guys are going to be
when,
massive.
I mean,
Brilliant.
and people forget as well, or they just. I mean, it's.
A lot
It
of those
seems
great.
the same thing now. It's like the fact that 2003, just after Vertigo Bliss came out, they played the main stage at Tina Park. They were like
Yeah, yeah.
second on. I remember Skin was playing that year. It was like after
Aye.
Sunken Answers. So it was kind of like Skin, and everyone was like, "Oh, she's quite big and all that," but she's like before Biffy and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
And Biffy went on, and I remember thinking, "But this is Biffy. They'll literally like
No,
obviously
I remember
they
thinking,
hadn't played
I
Barrowland
fucking
yet."
hate Skunk Nancy. That's what I remember thinking.
Oh,
And
they
I-
were fucking great
like,
though.
I hated them.
Oh,
hated
what,
them,
they
man.
I don't even want to talk about Skunk Nancy though. But I mean,
We're not going to. Don't worry about
Biffy Clyro playing Tina Park in 2003
was amazing.
was literally the biggest headfuck I've ever experienced, because at that point I was like, well guys, I remember saying this, guys, we need to enjoy this because this is never happening again.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? It was like, oh, as if we'd
This is never happening again because we're never getting this close to the front ever again.
I know.
It's pretty much what it should have
But
been.
if you Google that, YouTube it and stuff, like if you look up that gig and watch Simon Neil, I mean, I'll never forget. He had a pink T-shirt on, he had the pure highlights. He looked like Kurt Cobain in that
Aye.
gig, and they trashed the stage basically. And I remember thinking to myself, like, this hasn't seen this kind of thing since Kurt Cobain would have done that.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's it. It'll never happen again. And then they've headlined Tina Park this year.
yeah,
It
man.
didn't happen again because they went all mainstream.
Well, yeah, I know. There's like a gingerly.
No, there's nothing wrong,
he
actually.
I'll tell you
gingerly-
another
like-
band that happened to as well, and I was like,
don't break the drum kit. They're
totally.
expensive.
I know. One that I'm really surprised at as well. Snow Patrol. I didn't see that coming.
The hugeness of them.
Yeah, I didn't see coming.
See,
Final straw, right?
for me, 10 years ago they were big, and it's gone now.
Aye.
See,
Yeah,
for me,
yeah.
it was 2004 was their breakout year, and I've really not given a shit since.
I really like them. I've said this before.
I
like,
don't. I
absolutely
wouldn't
love them.
even know if they were still going.
Yeah, I don't know if they are
That's
actually.
the
That's the
thing.
thing.
I don't even know.
I don't even know if they've got anything else coming out.
I
or
don't
what's
think
happening,
they've
but-
ever officially split, but
Yeah.
they're just quiet.
Well, he just writes. He's constantly
Aye,
writing
obviously
for
he's
other people.
fucking minty.
He was in
doesn't-
Game of Thrones, so Gary Lightbody as
Was
well.
he? Was he?
He was an extra, but
Oh, that doesn't fucking count.
I would, no, you would still take it though.
Oh,
you would still
Aye,
take
I'm
it.
not like I'm not. This is it's just what you said. Like,
It was one of those things like I think it was series 2 or something like that. He was in one of the big fight scenes.
that's brilliant. Oh, fair play.
How random is
That's
that?
It's
fucking
like because it was
bizarre.
one of these.
They get porn stars, they get Gary.
I was
They
like,
have it all.
Oh,
where are they
Gary.
now type thing, and it was him tweeting saying just off his set of Game of Thrones, this is amazing, and it's him in his battle gear.
That's cool as fuck, man.
Is that maybe because he was back home in Ireland and they just
Aye.
they
They just thought,
film it in his back
I think
garden?
there's a lot of that. There's like a lot of guys.
It's for the children.
It's for the children.
A lot of guys who turned up in the big fight scenes who are just like massive fans of books or whatever. But
Yeah,
like,
just
I
we'll
like
do this for
that.
fuck all
I
kind
like
of thing.
that.
Feed us and we'll just go and fucking hack each other.
That's a cool idea.
That's really
I like
awesome,
that.
man, aye. That's really cool.
Good
I like
old
that as well.
because
George
obviously
R. R. Martin.
Wilco Johnson's in it as well, isn't he? As Ellen Payne.
Aye, aye.
Pardon me, I just had to. Is that a relation of Podrick?
Podrick.
I don't know actually.
See, I'm still only on season 2, but I can't keep track of who's related to who and who's shagging each other's
Well,
sister
Ellen
and
Payne's
whatnot.
the fucker that cuts off Ned Stark's head.
Right,
Big,
okay.
Big baldy.
Fuck's sake! Spoiler alert, 10 minutes ago.
Oh,
Sorry
I-
for that,
I
guys.
think-
Sorry if you didn't read those books that came out 15 years ago.
I was going to say
Aye,
though as
sorry
well.
if you've not seen the TV
I
show
know,
they've been
but
talking about, but to be fair,
I think
that's a major spoiler.
I think 2 years is about as long as you get for a
Aye, for
spoiler.
a spoiler,
So
I'll
I
give
think
you
it's okay. I think you're okay.
I think
Yeah.
the books came out.
I think it's okay now to spoil Breaking Bad, for instance. I think
Ah,
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
you haven't seen it already, then get the fuck out of my house.
I'll see you later then.
Have you not seen Breaking
You
Bad?
not seen
I'm
Breaking
in
Bad?
series 2 and
What the fuck is wrong
but
with you?
you've started
You
it.
started,
at least.
so it's a
You've
pause,
started
but
it.
it's
It's
so-
fine.
What's
I've
wrong with
started
you?
series 1 3 times because it's shite.
Shut the fuck! Shut up!
That's an incorrect answer.
It's
No,
not-
did you say series
Somebody
1?
should have
Right,
won.
series 1 isn't shite, right? But it's pretty crap.
It is a
Was it
bit
Dorman?
better, so we should probably wrap this up.
Oh, very, very, very good point.
Tune in next week when we've got
We've got
Sinsheimer's.
the Sinsheimer's joining us. I think
Yeah.
they're dialing us from the future.
yes
They're buzzing the door.
today.
Which might be our last podcast of 2014.
Might
we
well
don't
be.
know.
No, I don't think so.
Well, maybe.
Might not be.
It might be.
But you will find out next week,
I
folks.
know. Tune in next week to find out if we're on air.
Cheers for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys. Good night.
And the stars won't shine for you anymore. 'Cause for all you know, you were wrong. Go ahead and ask yourself, are you wrong? But will we ever really know? No, you're lost, but are we ever really found? So much above, but we're all staring at the ground. And the stars won't shine for you anymore. 'Cause for all you know, you were wrong. Go ahead and ask yourself, are you wrong? But will we ever really know? Never been content living someone else's dream. Live in a moment for a future that isn't what it seems. And the stars won't shine for you anymore. 'Cause for all you know, you were wrong. Go ahead and ask yourself, are you wrong? Or will we know you're lost, but are we ever really found? So much about, but we're all staring at the ground. And the stars won't shine for you anymore, 'cause for all you know you were wrong. Go ahead and ask yourself, are you wrong? But will we ever really know? And the stars won't shine for you anymore, 'cause for all you know you were wrong. Go ahead and ask yourself, are you wrong? But will we ever really know? I know you haven't got time, and you're trying to climb out. There's no reason for misery. Oh, take it from me. There ain't no medicine that can relieve your pain. If you take my hand, I'll be the one to feel it for you. I'll give you a reason not to give in. Get rid of the demons underneath your skin. Let it all out and keep breathing out. Keep breathing out. If I could make things better, if I could give you strength, I'd give you my heartbeat, and you can take what's left. Oh, I'll give you a reason not to give in. Get rid of the demons underneath your skin. Let it all out and keep breathing out. Keep breathing out. Keep breathing out. Don't hold your tongue. You are not done. You are not done. Just go for the sun. We'll meet as one. We'll meet as one. I'll give you a